Trump criticizes Zelensky for stating that the conclusion of the Russia war remains extremely distant. Starmer reveals a coalition of the willing to ensure Ukraine's peace. Zelensky mentions the potential to mend relations with the U.S. and finalize a minerals agreement.
Trump is set to talk about stopping military support to Ukraine on Monday, as reported by the New York Times. Meanwhile, the UK and France have suggested a temporary one-month ceasefire in Ukraine, according to Paris, but the Kremlin stated that the recent London summit on Ukraine was not intended to bring about peace. Additionally, Russia has reportedly attacked a ship with a ballistic missile in a Ukrainian port on the Black Sea, with allegations that the ship was transporting NATO weapons.
The United Kingdom and France are set to develop a peace plan for Ukraine aimed at Donald Trump, according to Starmer. Meanwhile, the European Union is expressing concerns about the absence of security assurances from Trump for Ukraine. Additionally, the Kremlin has announced that the new arrangements in U.S. foreign policy largely align with Russia's.
Trump reveals a strategic cryptocurrency reserve featuring assets like Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, and others. Pro-Trump technology enthusiasts are furious over the president's announcement of a crypto reserve, leading to an early division, as Trump's crypto reserve faces unforeseen criticism from billionaire supporters. The Telegraph remarks that Trump has rescued the cryptocurrency market, potentially leaving the U.S. taxpayer as the primary loser.
Musk stands up for Doge and criticizes AP during a Joe Rogan interview. According to Rolling Stone, FAA officials instructed staff to secure funding for Elon Musk's Starlink. In the United States, the EPA is requesting a review of a $20 billion grant program initiated by the Biden administration.
Guinea-Bissau's leader warns of expelling ECOWAS envoys, while the bloc responds. The Taliban dismisses Trump's assertions regarding Chinese involvement at a former U.S. airfield. 3 days prior, Trump claimed Afghanistan is a major seller of U.S. military equipment, expressing his desire to reclaim the equipment left behind after the disorderly troop withdrawal in 2021. Trudeau plans to discuss with King Charles strategies for safeguarding Canada's sovereignty.
Former FIFA officials Blatter and Platini are returning to court for a new trial following their acquittal in 2022. Kroger's CEO has suddenly resigned amid an investigation into personal conduct. Bold train thieves have targeted BNSF Railway, making off with $2 million worth of Nike and other merchandise.
China's technology company, Honor, has revealed plans to invest a substantial $10 billion in the development of artificial intelligence devices. Meanwhile, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, is set to declare a massive $100 billion investment in constructing chip manufacturing facilities in the United States over the course of the next 4 years. Additionally, Reuters has reported, citing sources, that both Nvidia and Broadcom are currently in the process of testing their chips using Intel's manufacturing process.
Xiaomi plans to introduce electric vehicles worldwide in the coming years following the debut of its $73,000 premium model. Meanwhile, Abu Dhabi is developing electric sea gliders to alleviate transportation challenges. Additionally, BYD vehicles are equipped with an onboard DJI drone launch platform.
China is examining strategies to respond to the U.S. potential imposition of an additional 10% tariff, with U.S. agricultural and food products expected to be targeted, according to a source. Trump implements measures to boost lumber availability and limit wood imports. Trump asserts that Japan and China must cease devaluing their currencies, as it would be unfair to the United States. DARPA is inviting proposals for biological space structures, aligning with the U.S. military's interest in cultivating large biological formations in orbit. Researchers suggest that a protein from tardigrades could shield cancer patients from radiation side effects, and propose injecting astronauts with tardigrade RNA after discovering it prevents radiation damage. NASA has equipped the first private spacecraft destined for Venus with a heat shield.
Israeli-Palestinian film No Other Land wins Oscar for Best Documentary. Oscars 2025, Anora dominates with 5 Academy Awards, Adrian Brody wins Best Actor for second time. Brit Awards 2025 winners list, Charlie XCX wins Artist and Album of the Year.
A harmful Python package index, PyPI, package named Autumn's has facilitated over 104,000 unauthorized downloads of Deezer music. A report by CrowdStrike highlights a significant increase in cyberattacks that do not involve malware and threats driven by artificial intelligence in the year 2024. Despite being made private, numerous GitHub repositories that were previously exposed can still be accessed using Copilot.
Prada is currently in discussions to acquire Versace, with the potential deal valued at nearly €1.5 billion. Meanwhile, Serena Williams has become part of the ownership team for Toronto Tempo, marking the WNBA's inaugural Canadian franchise. Additionally, Disney has decided to cancel a series featuring its first Black princess, Tiana, as Walt Disney Animation steps back from producing long-form streaming content for Disney+.
Iran's Vice President Zarif, who was once the prominent figure of the nuclear deal, resigns due to pressure from hardliners. According to Reuters, Russian missile specialists traveled to Iran during conflicts with Israel. Reuters also mentions that Egypt's proposal to rival Trump's Gaza Riviera seeks to marginalize Hamas.
The Treasury has decided to cease enforcing the business ownership database, which was initially designed to prevent the creation of shell companies. In the United States, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, is not imposing any fines or penalties related to the deadlines for reporting beneficial ownership information. Additionally, despite the stock market reaching record levels of participation, the wealthiest 10% of Americans still hold 93% of all stocks. Furthermore, it has been reported that Doge is facing significant challenges with errors, resulting in the deletion of billions more from its list of savings.
A groundbreaking map has uncovered vast deposits of gold hydrogen, potentially hidden under at least 30 states in the United States. Additionally, scientists suggest that primordial helium, originating from the formation of the solar system, might be trapped within Earth's core. Furthermore, researchers warn that the growing amount of falling space debris poses a rising threat to airplanes.
Analysts caution that if AI agents achieve success, the internet will go dark. The Los Angeles Times plans to show AI-generated political ratings on opinion articles. TikTok anticipates $77 billion in sales from TikTok Live, according to a lawsuit. Irish passport applications from the UK reach a post-Brexit high. Vietnam requests the UK to simplify residency for its citizens and reduce illegal immigration. In the US, Tex/Mex bishops emphasize the church as a trustworthy ally for immigration reform, while border bishops advocate for immigration reform and express continued backing for migrants.
Tim Walz expresses regret for becoming involved in countering Trump's false claims about pets being eaten, and he mentions the possibility of running for president in 2028, even though the 2024 Harris campaign did not succeed. Meanwhile, AOC continues her ongoing verbal sparring with Elon Musk by labeling him as a leech on the public. Additionally, the U.S. Supreme Court is set to listen to arguments regarding a lawsuit filed by the Mexican government against American gun manufacturers.
The anticipated update for the new LLM Siri feature, initially planned for iOS 19, has been postponed and is now projected to be released alongside iOS in the year 2026. Meanwhile, Google is capitalizing on Siri's shortcomings by introducing Gemini widgets for iPhone users. Additionally, Deutsche Telekom and Perplexity have unveiled a new AI phone that is priced at less than $1,000.
Saudi housing market faces challenges due to elevated prices, according to Knight Frank. Bloomberg notes that graduates from prestigious MBA programs are experiencing difficulties in securing employment. Taser manufacturer Axon is working on stealth defense devices for CEOs. FTX's bankruptcy fees of $950 million rank among the highest since Lehman Brothers. Meanwhile, Bybit's CEO claims that 77% of the funds stolen in a record $1.4 billion hack can still be traced, although 20% have become untraceable as hackers transition to using Bitcoin. Additionally, a Bruegel painting that was stolen from Poland in 1974 has been discovered in a local Dutch museum.
White House reportedly looking into a plan for potential easing of Russia sanctions. Trump temporarily suspends U.S. military assistance to Ukraine, urging Zelensky to seek a swift resolution to the conflict. Kyiv describes Trump's arms aid halt as painful, but not fatal. Germany's Merz labels Trump and Zelensky's White House disagreement as a deliberate escalation by the U.S., while France's PM criticizes Trump's indecency as a threat to the transatlantic alliance.
During China's Two Sessions 2025, the top advisory body anticipates that talent and technology will be key drivers of the country's growth. 2 weeks prior, it was reported that China is experiencing a talent shortage as AI jobs, particularly those involving DeepSeek, are rapidly increasing. Researchers were taken aback to discover that less educated regions are adopting AI writing tools more quickly than expected. Additionally, the Chinese humanoid robotics company UBTech has accomplished the world's first multi-robot collaborative training.
BYD secures up to $5 billion in its largest funding round after going public, focusing on electric vehicle research and global expansion. Foxconn is setting up manufacturing facilities in the United States and Mexico to brace for possible 25% tariffs, while its mega AI plant is expected to be operational within a year, undeterred by Trump's tariffs. Amazon Web Services plans to allocate $8.2 billion to Maharashtra, enhancing India's cloud computing market.
In the United States, the Air Force has declared that its new unmanned fighter jets will be prepared for flight this summer. Additionally, the USAF has identified the first uncrewed fighter prototypes as YFQ-42A and YFQ-44A. The European Commission is suggesting a collaborative borrowing approach as a component of its €800 billion defense strategy. Recently, the German Defense Ministry has reached out to a startup to construct a hypersonic spaceplane. With a focus on the Pacific region, Lockheed has introduced an affordable cruise missile priced at $150,000.
Mozilla revises Firefox's terms of service following user complaints. Scientists developed the tiniest shooting video game utilizing nanoscale technology. Insurance companies now declare 20% of crashed cars as total losses, with advanced driver assistance systems, ADAS, partially responsible.
Singapore is investigating potential fraud in the sale of NVIDIA chips under U.S. control. The Wall Street Journal notes that Chinese buyers are purchasing NVIDIA's latest AI chips, despite U.S. restrictions. Meanwhile, Reuters indicates that Honda will manufacture the next Civic in Indiana instead of Mexico, influenced by U.S. tariffs, according to sources. Additionally, China has imposed tariffs on U.S. agricultural products and blacklisted American companies.
Trump imposes halt on federal credit cards with latest DOJ executive order. TNR indicates DOJ alters receipts for nearly 50% of its alleged savings. U.S. SEC provides staff with $50,000 incentive to resign or retire, according to memo. Senate approves Linda McMahon to head Education Department as Trump promises to close it.
Vance describes the UK as a random country that hasn't engaged in warfare for 40 years, criticizing Starmer's peace plan by stating that deploying 20,000 troops from some random country won't achieve peace. He asserts that the US's economic involvement in Ukraine is the most reliable assurance of its security. Meanwhile, a former Pyongyang soldier informs ABC News that families of captured North Korean troops will be executed. Additionally, the EU plans to assist Ukraine in replacing Musk's Starlink. DeepSeek AI introduces the Fireflyer file system, 3FS, a high-performance distributed file system aimed at tackling the challenges associated with AI training and inference workloads. Google unveils SpeciesNet, an AI model developed for the purpose of identifying wildlife. Researchers have crafted the world's first chip capable of safeguarding data against quantum computing attacks.
Bowel cancer rates are increasing among young adults. Gen Z is more supportive of marriage compared to millennials and engages in less casual sex. A juice fast lasting only 3 days might be causing more harm than good. Get your daily news fix with NewsSourceCrawler's latest edition, 04 March 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more.
Top-selling digital games on Nintendo US as of March 4, 2025. Super Mario Party, Jamboree, Minecraft, Stardew Valley, and Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
One more drop in the AI ocean. Hiho 360's Tiny R132B preview. The Tiny R132B preview model surpasses the 70B model DeepSeek R1 Distill Llama 70B and closely approximates the full R1 model in mathematical performance. This model underwent supervised fine-tuning (SFT) on DeepSeek R1 Distill Qwen 32B across 3 specific domains: mathematics, code, and science, utilizing the 360 Llama factory training framework to develop 3 models tailored to each domain. Open-source data questions served as initial seeds, while R1 generated responses for tasks in mathematics, coding, and science, resulting in specialized models for each area.